worried early on, actually, as a matter of fact. We were looking towards the mountains and everything, the mountain, the Great Table Mountain. Anybody come to Cape Town if you want to see a flat top mountain. It's our pride and joy. But yeah, we saw dark clouds, we saw ominous looking weather, but thankfully that weather mostly stayed away, and now it's warmer, so we're going to see, like Francois says, some very different racing.
Have a look at that second row. JP Frederick, Koen Snyman. A 600 in between the thousands on the second row. Malcolm Rapson, alongside him the Red Baron, Ronald Slamet. Trevor Westman rolls up there. I think we're in for a very big race. Keep an eye on that GR tax bike of JP Frederick. It's going to be there. I don't see Quentin Ebden out there.
Just quickly here as well, Francois, of course, like myself, JP Frederick, Fairbairn College matriculate 2005. So okay. We were there together, and quite a character, JP, after all these years. Also lives not too far from where my parents are living still. But anyway.
Okay, 5-second board. We wait for the lights. Lights on, off, and away we go racing. Slamet gets a beautiful start. Ahead there of Malcolm Rapson against the whole shot. Down towards turn number 1. Ronald Slamet leads out, and Koen Snyman flies into third and he's going around Rapson. Can you believe it? Koen Snyman on a 600 ahead of Malcolm Rapson. Snyman up into second on the back wheel of that CBL. Rapson on the back wheel, but I tell you what, Koen Snyman pulls a rabbit out of the bag and lies in second place. This kid is absolutely brilliant.
Well, it's a good clean start from everybody. I love to say that at a motorcycle race, because it means everybody's got through turn 1. Now they're going to go into Interceptor. Now watch through Interceptor, and then they'll then run around to the Tigerberg Straight, and then into the double apex right-hander. We'll be able to pick up everybody for you, Francois, as they come out. Will Koen Snyman hold the lead? Well,
he's up behind Slamet, but he doesn't. Rapson's going to have the legs on him. That 1,000 is going to eat up that poor 600 alive. But look where. Now, watch in the corner. Watch how late Snyman is on the brakes. He will come up behind Rapson. He runs high and wide, then dives in deep. Rapson sits up behind Slamet. Rapson wants to reel in Slamet. He does not want to be beaten by Ronald Slamet. But Koen Snyman on a 600. Now, we said this is a 600 circuit. He holds the lap record. 1 minute 12. Watch this. Koen Snyman, third place. Behind him, it's Jacques Ackerman. Then we don't see Trevor Westman anymore. So I don't know, where's Trevor Westman? Has he crossed the line? I didn't see him. He must be pretty. Oh, he's low down. I think he's off. I don't think he's on the circuit. Or is he?
There could be a very good chance.
Here he comes. Here he comes. So something happened. He's back on form, but something must have happened to the bike. He's snaking up the back. Oh, he stalled at the start. Oh my word, he's got a momentous task to do. Yeah. And we've still got 8 laps to go. Trevor Westman, Killer Westman.
A killer task, I
killer
say,
task,
him,
it's a killer task.
But I won't bet against him. Let me tell you one thing, he might do some very glorious and very fancy things.
Well, he's already doing it. He's already doing it. He's going to start catching those boys pretty shortly. But let's look at the sharp end of the field. Rapson up behind Slamet. Here comes Rapson. Rapson's up on the inside of Slamet down towards turn number 5. Malcolm Rapson, 50 years of age, up on the inside of the Red Baron, and Rapson takes the lead. Malcolm Rapson takes the lead and gets past Ronald Slamet. Still, Koen Snyman sits in third position. Can you believe it, on a 600? Side by side now, Slamet and Rapson. Oh, they nearly touch. Oh, that was extremely close. As side by side. And I don't think Malcolm will take too lightly to that. But nonetheless. So all the bikes come through here now. And Michael Hunter works his way through the track here. Wayne Orense. Here comes Trevor Westman now, catching the back end of Orense. Westman snaking up the back there. He's riding hard.
A 1:13.866 from Malcolm Rapson. When they crossed the line, Ronald Slamet was a 1:14.129. 0.3 of a second between the two of them, but 33 thousandths as they crossed the line. They're leaving Koen Snyman behind. I'll just take a look over here. Koen Snyman still 2.8 seconds ahead of Ackerman and Friedrich. And of course, that's the Superbike class. The 600 still being led by Koen Snyman at this particular time. The Superbike challenge, of course, is now Michael de Toy, who's also a masterclass runner.
Well, Trevor Westman on his first full lap, a 1 minute 14 flat. Watch this space. Right, so your leaders now coming out of Faster on per Tamina corner. It's Ronald Slammett with Malcolm Rapson breathing down his neck. Still in third place is that man, Kewan Snyman, and they have got a gigantic lead over Jacques Ackerman and JP Frederick, Robert Craig, and then that man Quinton Ebden, who's looking pretty sharp at this moment in time, also on an O1.
Yeah, there we go. 1:13.813. It is for Ronald Slammett. He is faster by 0.2 of a second over the last lap, and he's 0.2 of a second as they cross the line between each other. Just to put things into perspective, that Trevor Westman's times are 0.2 of a second at the moment off of Ronald Slamett's fastest lap time. The lap times that him and Rapson are putting in. Rapson still leads the master section of the Superbike class. And remember, there are the 3 classes that run here all together. Ebden is rounding it off in 7th position, 6th in class. He's 2.2 seconds off of Rob Craig.
Well, I'm keeping an eye on Malcolm Rapson. He's trying to keep Ronald Slammett within his grips there. He's right up behind them. The two of them slide into turn number 5. Kewan Snyman is right there with him still. It's actually frightening. They've got that gap over him, but they can't leave him. Kewan is riding an absolutely phenomenal race. I mean, this is brilliant from this young man. He's grown up also into a very gentleman-like racer. Brilliant rider. They are absolutely continents ahead here of this band. JP Frederick is ahead there of Jacques Ackerman, Robert Craig, and here comes Kenny Ebden up over the line. Let's see who's in the rest of the field here. It's Michael Du Toit and Jean-Baptiste Racapeau. Yeah, and there's Trevor. Trevor's there now. So Trevor sits up there, I think, behind
Hunter.
Michael Hunter on the 600. So it won't be too long, and he's going to have the likes there of Quinton Ebden, Michael Du Toit, and Jean-Baptiste Racapeau. Probably within about a lap and a bit, I reckon.
Yeah, probably, because what happens is he was only 1.4 seconds off of Hunter when they crossed the line. Racapeau also there 0.4 of a second ahead of Hunter at this time. But let me just draw your attention to Snyman at the moment. Remember, on a 600, the Honda CBR 600, he put in now 26.3 in the first sector. He is half a second faster than the 2 bikes ahead of him as well.
Fastest sector time for the day.
There you have it. And what happens is it just shows you that when we were talking to Dave Abrams earlier on about the 600s,
it's a 600 circuit.
There
if
we
you
go.
can ride a 600, this is a 600 circuit. So keep an eye on that. Right, there's your leaders. Ronald Slammett, Malcolm Rapson. They're pulling away slightly from Kewan, but Kewan is staying in touch. He is still absolute miles ahead of the likes of JP Frederick, Jacques Ackerman. There's Frederick, there's Ackerman, and there is Robert Craig, who used to be a Western Province bike champion. Superbike champion, to say the least. And it just goes to show how age and all that plays a factor, and technology and all that just goes to show. But nonetheless, still a great rider, Robbie, and he's also partaking in the ZX10 Cup. Trevor Westman has passed 3 bikes. Westman's working his way around the outside, up the inside. He's working his way to the front, and he's still got 4 laps to go.
that just shows you, hey, 4 laps, including the lap they are currently on at the moment. I saw JB Racapeau has come up into 8th position. Of course, he is in the Superbike class, ahead of Du Toit, who's a master and the Superbike Challenge leader at this time, who only was 93 thousandths of a second ahead of Trevor Westman. Then Michael Hunter, second in his class of the 600s, the 1.8 seconds further back of Westman.
Westman just went inside Ebden, and Ebden looked at him with disgust to say, where the hell did you come from? Well, here I am, says Trevor. Come along for the ride. But look at him pull. Look at him pull Quinton Ebden. Ebden is absolutely flying, and so too is Michael Du Toit. So gives you an idea of what's happening. And back to the front is Malcolm Rapson, but look how close Kewan Snyman is to the back end of Ronald Slammett. Snyman is absolutely reeling around here. They've got 2 and a bit laps to go. I tell you what, keep an eye on Kewan Snyman. This boy can pedal a motorcycle, take nothing away from it. And I tell you something, Byron. I've watched Kewan ride bicycles since he was in grade 4. How's that? Grade 4, he came wheeling out of the school on the back wheel of a bicycle. That's the nature of this boy's bicycle, or his 2-wheel affinity.
And he's 0.6 of a second faster in the first sector than the 2 men ahead of him as well. It just shows you how he's pedaling it around here. And they went through turn 2, through interceptor. Now, of course, they'll eventually come now onto the back straight, as they have now. And down the straight as we go, there's going to be 2 2 laps left to go. When they cross the line, they go into Pertamina Fastron. Not close enough yet for Q and Sneyman. Then on his own, a little bit further back, JP Friedrich finds himself in 4th position, 2 seconds ahead of Jacques Ackerman. So the Yamaha R1 and the Kawasaki ZX10 of Jacques Ackerman only 2 seconds apart.
Trevor Westman just went past his buddy now, JP Friedrich. JP must think, what the heck? Who are you and where do you come from? Well, it's the Killer Westman. And, well, there goes JP Friedrich. Here comes Jacques Ackerman. There goes Robert Craig. And I tell you something, let's have a look further behind who's coming past here. It's Killer Westman. Past Clinton Ebden. Oh, my word. Brilliant stuff.
That'll be 7th position. Now he's got a bit of a push now because Rob Craig's the next man up the road, 7.8 seconds further up the road, as I say. Then it's going to be Ackerman, but we've only got 2 more laps left to go here, Francois. Taking a look at Trevor Westman's times, a 1:14.531 currently. So there are some quick lap times coming in there. He was a bit quicker earlier on, but still, he's having to push it incredibly hard here to make up some places.
Well, Trevor is absolutely flying on the circuit. Robert Craig's up the road. I don't know if you can reel the likes of Robert's not exactly hanging around. He's pedaling that ZX10. There goes JP Friedrich down the back straight. The leaders are into Pertamina Fastron. Malcolm Rapson's leading out. He's got probably 1 more lap to go. I think they're going to start their final lap now.
They will, and I think...
Yeah. Rapson crosses the line. Here comes Slammit. Look where Sneyman is up behind Slammit on a 600. Oh man, if I was a good rider riding a liter bike and a 600 was behind me, I'd be really worried. Sneyman is right there with Slammit. He's right up behind him. He's on his back end. And we're going into the twiddly bits. This is where Sneyman, look here, into Quarry Corner. Into Quarry Corner goes Sneyman up behind Slammit. He's going to go right up behind him. He is very quick through this part of the circuit. Slammit's going to hear the little buzz of a 600 up behind him. And look at Sneyman. He is blindingly quick through the corners. And Slammit can ride. Let's take nothing away from the man. But look at Sneyman. He wants to go around his outside. Look at this. Sneyman around the outside of Slammit. They're side by side. And Slammit gets a wake-up call. Brilliant stuff. As they go up towards turn number 4. Malmesbury. And unfortunately, Slammit, the liter bike's going to have the power over Sneyman. But he's going to sit in his draft. He's going to draft him. He's got to get behind Slammit to draft him. He's not close enough. Oh, this is brilliant stuff coming out of Q and Sneyman. Folks, when this race is finished and Q and Sneyman comes past you, get on your feet and give him a round of applause as the checkered flag beckons here for Malcolm Rapson. Here comes Rapson and Sneyman closes up on the back of Slammit again. Here they come up towards the line, but Slammit's going to have the guts over him. Rapson takes heat number 2. Here comes Slammit and a great ride here from Q and Sneyman. What a brilliant ride on a 600. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant stuff. Here comes 4th place man, JP Friedrich on the Geotax machine. Coming up towards, oh, and look at this, Robert Craig with Jacques Ackerman go over the line. And here comes Trevor Westman from the back of the field. What a brilliant, brilliant race. Excellent stuff here in the South Superbikes SBK Challenge and 600 and Masters Challenge.
And he gets 7th position, 3.9 seconds off of Ackerman. Quinton Ebden will come through. He'll actually be, no, sorry, Rakapo will come through. And then the winner in the challenge class, the Superbike challenge class, will be Michael Dutoy, who will also be 3rd in the Masters class as well. So Craig will get 2nd in Masters class in 5th position. And then Rapson, of course, will be the winner overall for the Masters. And then what happens is we have Hunter, who's 2nd in the 600s class. Q and Sneyman taking the 1st place and a lovely 3rd place for him. 7/10 of a second off of Slammit. Yeah, it's unfortunate there. The 1000cc bikes are just going to have they're just going to have the horsepower over the long straights. And well, it's more for the corners under braking that he had a better advantage, Q and Sneyman.
I'm prepared to put money down on this. If Q had a new R6, I reckon he would have been probably won the race. Because he's riding probably, what, about a 6-7-year-old CBR 600? And they did that well. Tiny.
Francois,
Yeah?
you do know if it does rain,
Yeah?
the 600 is definitely going to get into play with the 1000s.
I don't know. He's going to clean up on the 1000s because he's a rain master. We know Kewen can ride in the rain. I've seen Kewen ride in the rain.
I think there's something over here now what Tiny's trying to
No,
tell
he's
us.
going to be in the commentary box of the next outing.
And
Make
he
it rain.
He wants to make it rain now. You know.
But that'll be nice. Kewen's going to buy a set of wets, and those things are expensive.
But it just shows you as well that this was a mighty performance from the man and from the youngster. And let me tell you what, somebody to watch always indeed.
Yeah, no, brilliant stuff here from the motorbike riders as they go down the back straight. Excellent stuff there. And big hats off to the likes of Ewan Snyman. Another big hats off to the likes of Trevor Westman from Project 60. He did a sterling job to come from the back of the field. Burning out a tyre. There's Trevor burning out a tyre on the back straight. Giving it a bit of a light up there for his dad who's standing on the fence. Alan, the big one there for Big Al on the back as the smoke lights up. Trevor burning out the tyre there on the back straight. A little bit of pleasure there for the onlookers. And Trevor Westman gives it a bit of a burnout. He'll go back into the post-race paddock. Bit of back wheel. And we can chuck that canvas in the bin. Thank you, Project 60. But Trevor works exceptionally hard on his motorcycle. You've got a bike, you want to have it serviced. Project 60, Trevor and Alan Westman. No two greater technicians than that. So great stuff there from Project 60. And good to have them. Well, big up, whoop whoop, as they say, to our viewers as well. We get very excited here at Trackside. It's a club event. We are club officials. We are not national officials, although we do nationals occasionally, be it motorcycles, cars, karting, radio control cars, whatever it is. We enjoy our racing immensely and we get very, very wound up. Now we move to the final race of the day, the Strato Technology Clubman Classic Breakfast Run Motorcycles. And, well, it's also going to be a good race. I reckon keep eyes there on, we've got Donnie Maritz is back, Norman McFadden, Nassif Smart is also out there. So I reckon we're going